Well, welcome to this edition of Top 5 Cases to Know. My name is Робърт Кларк and I'm Deputy Director of ADF International. It's my privilege to bring you updates on 5 cases in which we've seen updates over the last quarter. First off, Asher's Bakery. Many of you will be familiar with this case in which a Christian couple owning a bakery declined to create a cake bearing the message support gay marriage because it conflicted with their beliefs. The man that ordered the cake took them to court, and the bakery, with the support of the Christian Institute, successfully defended itself at the UK Supreme Court, which ruled in favour of the bakery. Well, now the man that ordered the cake has taken the British government to court, arguing that the government failed to protect his rights. And we've intervened in that case at the European Court of Human Rights, making clear the strong protections that exist in international law for freedom of expression and freedom of conscience. Next, we go to Nottingham. You may remember the case of Julia. She's a student midwife who found herself suspended from her course and subject to a 4-month-long fitness to practice investigation because of her involvement with a pro-life student society that she had founded. Well, I'm pleased to share that with the support of ADF International, not only has she been restored to her course and soon to graduate and start work as a midwife, but she has also received a settlement from the university in recognition of the way that she was treated. Next, we go to Poland, where a group of parliamentarians had filed a challenge against a law in Poland which allows abortion on the grounds of disability. They said that it failed to protect the right to life and also clearly discriminated against babies who might have a disability. Well, the case was heard by the Constitutional Tribunal, which agreed with those parliamentarians and found the law to be unconstitutional and affirmed the right to life of all unborn children, including those with disabilities. Next, we go to India, where a church was surrounded by a mob of 50 people. They dragged those inside out and took them to the police station. Well, there was an investigation, and in the legal proceedings that followed, instead of banning the mob from going near the church, the magistrate ordered that the church be closed. So the ADF India team is supporting this case and seeking to have the church reopened at the High Court. And then last but by no means least, we go to Russia, where another church is facing issues at the hands of the state. This is a church which purchased a property about 20 years ago and since then has had obstacle after obstacle put in its way. It has had building permits refused, it has had attempts to seize the land, and it's now facing the prospect of a demolition order. All because, it would seem, this church is a minority religious group in Russia. So we filed an application at the European Court of Human Rights in order to protect those believers and their right to manifest their faith and simply worship together as they feel called. So please join with us in prayer for those believers in Russia and indeed for everyone that I have mentioned, all of those facing persecution, discrimination and intolerance for what they believe around the world. And finally, just a word of thanks. Thank you for your time, for watching, and thank you for your support.